John Deere H41 harvester head is specifically designed for mid-sized John Deere 1170E and 1270E wool harvesters. The main frame is machined in one piece, providing high dimensional accuracy. H41 has an excellent power-to-weight ratio and compact size, making it highly maneuverable even in dense thin racks. This man will demonstrate the steps to felling a large cedar tree using just a chainsaw. First, he used a chainsaw to cut a triangular piece half the width of the tree under the tree and used an axe to remove the wood from it. The wood at the base of the cedar tree is quite soft, and after being cleared of wood at the cutting position, the gap gradually appears like a giant open mouth. And then, this man moved to the opposite side of the tree stump and continued to create a rectangular space about 1/3 the diameter of the cedar tree right at the center of the tree stump. After finishing creating a rectangular space, he moved to a safe distance and said to the camera, "Let's all watch the surprise that is about to happen." Oh look! With just 2 holes cut out, the cedar tree is slowly falling down like a giant drunk on whiskey. This log truck will be connected to another trailer full of wood. These 2 men are examining the terrain and the location of the tow chain. The tractor truck is a MAN 26.510 with a 510 horsepower engine that is backing up so that it can more easily access the rear trailer. Surprisingly, instead of using high-strength cables or chains, this man used ropes to connect the trailer and the rear of the truck. They were looking for a hole through which they could put the rope but couldn't find one. They decided to tie a rope to the bar behind the truck. To increase sturdiness, the rope is looped back and forth 2 to 3 times or even 4 times between the trailer and the rear of the truck. After that, the tractor truck started the engine and tried to move from the position to see if there were any difficulties, and indeed it stalled. The truck stopped, backed up, and accelerated. The trailer was towed along with the truck for quite a distance before stalling again. The truck repeated the action of reversing to gain momentum, then pressed the accelerator to accelerate and continued to successfully pull the trailer full of wood up to the main road, which was easier to move. When small logs are transported by semi-trailer to the woodyard, the workers here will remove the fixed ropes and wooden bars blocking the side of the vehicle. The worker did this very urgently. Then a forklift will come and push each block of wood down the other side of the semi-trailer. The same thing will be repeated for the second wooden block on the trailer. It will also be pushed down by the forklift. And finally the remaining wooden block. It even fell down a bit when the semi-trailer vibrated very slightly, and is completely unloaded by a forklift. These are pictures of a tractor truck and two semi-trailers loaded with large logs at the Rio Verde Mount ferry terminal in Brazil. As a familiar customer, the tractor truck moved quickly and accurately into the ferry section. The technicians at the ferry terminal quickly moved forward to help the tractor truck move more accurately into the middle of the ferry. Not only providing support on the ferry surface, the canoe next to it will monitor the water level and whether the tow truck is on the ferry at a safe level. Every day, many vehicles carrying wood like this pass through here, and it takes them up to an hour to get to the other side. This isn't really that interesting because there are a lot of other vehicles waiting. And these are things that have happened since the 60s here. There is no protection around the lagoon, and it is important for drivers to remember that their brakes are still working properly. There have been many recorded cases of trucks losing control and falling into rivers. If there are no brakes, nothing can stop the truck's speed. And to be able to leave the wharf with peace of mind, the technical staff at the ferry terminal also need to carefully check all parameters before allowing the ferry to leave the wharf. When the ferry leaves the wharf, the canoe in charge will always be right next to it to monitor its route to the other shore. And the method of backing up and then suddenly accelerating the truck to unload firewood quickly is skillfully applied by drivers in many places. And here's another example of that. After just a few forward and backward moves, the firewood will drift off the floor of the trailer by inertia without having to raise the floor to create and tilt. The surprising thing is that the firewood floats down into a very neat pile. This is an experienced driver who handles firewood unloading situations professionally, quickly, and decisively. All the firewood on the truck's trunk lay neatly in a pile, showing how effective he was. The narrow dirt road right on the mountainside is just big enough for a truck carrying logs to pass. Everyone stood and watched it move in worry. A dirt road in Mount Fuji that a 10-wheel truck transporting thin wood must pass through. The road is created quite simply and has not been widened much on either side or flattened. This is really a big obstacle for log truck drivers. And it will be more convenient if you are driving in a Isuzu TW10 drive truck with a powerful winch and looks quite new like this. For trucks, Isuzu's four-wheel drive system is really strong. It is used in the military because of its excellent off-road capabilities. The high ground clearance is partly thanks to the massive 37x 12.5 or 17 tires, the 2-speed transfer case and the 419 Nm of torque generated by the 5-cylinder, 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. 2 liters. Even though wooden bars have been spread as cushions to reduce the falling force and bounce of large logs when falling, it is still quite dangerous to unload these logs right on the road like that. Natural wood has a rustic and friendly look, is wood harvested directly from hard, sturdy trees for production. Then the wood will be dried using many methods, for example, drying method by taking advantage of natural light. Before science and technology had not yet developed, taking advantage of natural light to dry wood was a good and effective method. Currently, although machines and other drying methods have been developed, this method is still commonly used to dry wood. After being exposed for a period of time, elevators will transport these logs to the bark peeling machine. The rough bark of the log will be crushed by a saw with many sharp teeth, breaking it off the tree trunk, cutting it into pieces, and then dumping it outside. After the wood has been peeled cleanly and gone through the preliminary processing step, it will be the step of sawing the wood into wooden panels of the same size. Excess wood that does not meet size standards will be immediately transferred to a machine that grinds into wood chips to make paper or pressed into industrial wood. The part that meets natural wood standards is usually the core of the tree, has good solidity, and does not warp. This part continues to be torn into thinner wooden planks. This entire process is handled neatly on the machine with high accuracy by measuring dimensions with a laser beam. The final step before moving into the packaging machine is a manual check performed by humans. Wooden boards will be classified into individual blocks according to size and packed into packages for easy transportation to customers.